Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy. Yeah, my videos are random. Sometimes I'm serious, sometimes I'm goofy. Deal with it. So, adult games. What are adult games? Well, you either get games like Mortal Kombat, or super gory and violent, or you either get corn games, or hentai, or eroge, or whatever you want to call them. Games where there's either nudity or nudity and sexual acts that are explicit, sex basically. The war, the final end game, the Avengers end game, all the censorship and all that goes on like this. If you're in Mortal Kombat and you're violent, yes, we won't allow you to be on YouTube easily and you'll get demonetized if you post Mortal Kombat fatalities, even if you pick Reptile because, we know what's up. The algorithm is evolving, the AI. Back in the day, people used to, make fatalities on the cyborgs or on Reptile because the blood is different colored. It is not, red. And also, you know, if you make a fatality on Cyrax or Sector, the cyborgs in Mortal Kombat, then they're not gonna drop blood. They're gonna be like, whatever. They're going to drop oil or whatever it is, this black liquid, but it isn't blood. And they won't show you their guts and their skeleton and all that because they're not human, right? With Reptile, it's just because the blood is green and that makes it unrealistic. But you also got to see his head explode. Oh, and he's screaming and yelling and all the cannibalism and the fun stuff of Mortal Kombat, boyo. I already spoke about the hypocrisy. I already spoke about you getting your PayPal banned. I already spoke about you getting banned if you post a girl with a bikini as a title screen or on your title screen uh, or banner on Steam for your game because that already happened. Check out my previous videos. And the thing is this. I already stated that I don't mind. I don't want corn games or just games that are just characters mindlessly having sex randomly just because. Because when you're playing a game like that, let's say you're playing like an erotic Japanese game, if you catch my drift, wink, wink, then you're going to want to see the girls, get naked and get it on. You want to see your fetishes come through, like whatever it is. Or maybe you want something vanilla, but you want a lot of, you know, a lot of screwing, if you catch my drift. And yeah, you want to see the act. You don't care, you're like, blah, 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 skip, skip, skip. Girls, come on, get on with it. Come on, you know what I came here for? I need to release the fun. And that's fine. I don't like them particularly, but I'm not saying that they're bad or whatever. It is my opinion at the end of the day. I don't judge people who like those kind of games. At the end of the day, it's your money, it's a game, and I respect games and art if they're like decent. And violent games, if you enjoy violence and gore and all that, then it's fine. Mortal Kombat is a bit, too much in my opinion nowadays. It's too explicit, too realistic. In some aspects, in some other aspects, it is a bit goofy, I will admit. But in some, it is quite realistic. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say super goofy because that will be an understatement. The understatement of the century. So listen, uh, are there games that have great plot, but also happen to have adult scenes and sexual scenes? Yes, yes. For example, Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is a game that people love. Baldur's Gate 3 to be specific. And that game has, sex scenes. You can see the pee-pee, you can see the vagina, you can see the boobie, everything. You get to see it all. But it's not just random sex. You get to romance the characters. You get to get to know them, become friends, and all that. So it has the best of both worlds, like the song of Hannah Montana, because you get some violence. The game is also really violent. Like, it is violent, bro. Oh, hoo, wee. I did play it. Yes, I did play Baldur's Gate. A bit. Um, I'll eventually finish it. It is a long game, in my opinion, at least. But it is fun. It is quite fun. I like the way it works. It reminds me, in a way, of Fire Emblem because you move your characters and all that, and dying is pretty easy, you know, and you can just let a character die and just move on with the story. And that happens a lot in tactical RPGs. It's not a tactical RPG per se, but it is an RPG. It's a fantasy RPG with dragons and knights and castles. It is based on Dungeons and Dragons, if I'm not mistaken. So, that game is beloved by like a lot of people. It is a game that people love to play. They like to talk about, right? They like the characters, and they're not going to be like, hey, this game is unholy, it's satanic because, oh, the adult, oh my god. Yeah, I know the bear scene, I know. I get it. And I know the game, it is political, it is woke, it is what it is. But the game, honestly, I can't really complain about it because I like it. I really like the fact that it's, political. I would like if it wasn't, but I will say that what the game has is what I'm down with. It is a game that, yeah, it can be goofy. The dialogues can be like cringy, but it is serious. It has a lot of good stuff. So it is cool. It's a good game in my book. And yeah, but the thing is that those games are rare. Usually you will get judged if you make a game with sex scenes. If you can make a game that's too violent, it won't necessarily be something that will turn people off necessarily. I'm saying necessarily too much. But the thing is that what about the gameplay? What about the story? What about the characters? If you just want to make a game that's just going to be random violence out of nowhere with no drama, no plot, or just random sex scenes, where's the substance? Where's the soul? So you should make a game that makes us enjoy everything. There'll be the gooners, the coomers, and of course there are. The Rule 34, all those people, and that's fine. I don't have a beef with those people. It's fine. They draw what they want to draw. They enjoy what they want to enjoy. Unless it's illegal, then it's fucked up. But the thing is this, it is gaming, it is art, and hopefully we don't see them disappear because with how the things are getting, I'm scared. I'm scared that we won't be able to see games where there's characters we can actually have intimate sexual relationships with. We won't have games or shows or anything that's too violent or no, it's too much. Oh, it needs to be political. It needs to be this. It needs to be that. Now, what is my favorite type of game? Is it the normal game? Is it the adult game? Is it the kiddie game? Uh, I'll say it depends. I'll say, for example, before I finish this video, when it comes to violence, I like the game, a bit of blood, a bit of this, a bit of that. As long as there's like guns and action, it's fine for me. I like games that, I like a bit of everything. I like combat, I like woo, like fighting and kung fu and all that shit. But I also like, you know, shotguns and rocket launchers and handguns and all that cool stuff. I like guns in games. They are fun to use. And I usually play games that give you both. Like you can have a character with like a lot of pistols and a sniper, or you can have him like, like a brawler, like with pipes and katanas and you name it. So it will be like a game that's, the kind of game that I would like is a game that you can show on YouTube. It won't be like over the top. Maybe you will have to lower the blood a bit, but it will be something that you could show on YouTube. Violence wise. Now, sexual wise, hmm. I don't know. I don't really mind. I'm not really turned off by games that have fan service or sexual themes, or like, oh my god, this girl is dressing provocatively. I don't really mind that. It's just, if it's in the game, like I'd rather you be able to romance or date the characters then it's interesting. If it's just going to be there but you cannot do anything, because what's the, like, what's the point of having a game that is sexual and all that if you as a player, your character doesn't get to interact sexually with the characters? You don't get to romance or marry or kiss or like do all this you can do in Baldur's Gate, for example, which reminds me a lot of Game of Thrones. It's not as dark and as serious, but it has everything. It has sex, it has violence, right? If you don't get to exercise, you know, a relationship, a bond with the characters, and you're just gonna, like, imagine you're playing a game and you just see a random dude that you didn't create your character, like you don't make your choices, like Baldur's Gate. Oh, I want to become a villain. Oh, I want to be a hero. Oh, I want this person dead. I don't like them. Like, you can kill anyone in Baldur's Gate, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you don't like character, boom, you kill them. It's all, they're gone forever. Like, if I'm not mistaken, like a lot of characters, they're not essential. So you feel free and you feel the game feels real, like everyone feels valuable, like you have to protect certain characters because if they die, imagine you're playing the game and you're like simulating the game and you don't really want to save. Well, if a character dies, they're gone forever. Like, there's no way that they can return. Maybe there's an item or something. Maybe there's something to resurrect them, but maybe it's super rare and you don't really find it that often. I don't know. But yeah, it feels real. It's like Fallout New Vegas, which isn't really an adult game. I mean, it's violent. You get your violence and your gore. You get to decapitate people and you know, chop, chop, chop. Their limbs off. I guess. But you get to have choices and there's no like romance or like all that like in Baldur's Gate, but you feel free. That kind of game is like awesome. It's like super good. That's the kind of game that I can get behind. That's a real adult game. But a game that's just going to be, oh, just mindless. Just watch this fat guy. Oh, this is whatever. Oh, I get this phone app that, oh, I get all the girls to suck me off in Minecraft, not my penis. They're sucking off my rubber duck that I play with. It's a toy. It's not my genitals. It's just, I don't know. For me personally, that's how I see it. That's the kind of game I enjoy. The more freedom, the more choices you can have, the more open I can go here, I can go there. But there's also like intimate relationships, and I get to have sex with characters that I like. Like, yeah, you'll have your gay characters, your trans characters, whatever. Like, that's the kind of adult game I can get behind. Baldur's Gate 3 is an adult game I can get behind. I want more games like that. Personally, I don't want games like, oh, it's just killing people randomly. It's just boring. For me, it's boring. It has no substance. Like, where's the gameplay? Where's the fun? Oh, Mortal Kombat nowadays is just the fatalities. Oh, I want to see the fatalities. After you see the fatalities, there's nothing. The game's not even that good. There's not a good fighting game. It sucks. It's garbage and it's dead. So, you get what I'm saying? Anyways, that's all I want to say. Peace!